Gemini, thanks for being here. First and foremost, Gemini, I was actually a little surprised that your sign was one of the 6 that had enough views the last time I read for you to make the cut of my selective roster at the moment. So with that in mind, you were the lowest or one of the lowest. So I'd really appreciate it if you all who want another reading in the future, relatively soon anyway, would like and subscribe, comment, let me know that you're there. That would be great. So before I came into your reading, if you've never seen one of my readings before, I almost always do a channeled section at the front end and cards at the back. I'll put in timestamps if I think it's necessary, but I don't think so. We'll see, because I do tend to ramble on, Gemini. I hope that you can understand. My dad was a Gemini, so I know, you know, we all like to talk, okay? I got a little bit of that in me too. So let me take a drink. Okay, so when I first came into meditation on the Gemini Collective, I heard a song. Oh God, who's it by? I think it's by Lit, L-I-T, I think is the band. And I heard, it's no surprise to me, I am my own worst enemy. Okay, not my best singing song. Because every now and then I kick the living out of me. All right. And I was like, at first I was like, okay. But then I laughed so hard because Gemini, the twins, right? My own worst enemy. And I thought that was very, very clever. And I'm not going to drag it out. I got a bunch of other things that came up. And one of the ways that I channel, especially in readings in the moment, is based on my own emotions and thoughts and the things that come into my head. And then I can quickly connect what that emotion is or what that experience was or whatever to interpret what is going on, right? Like what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing. I can pull it all together. And sometimes meditation happens the same way, and that was kind of what happened this time. Also, don't look at my nails. I know it's a Gemini reading. I should have gotten my nails done. I do my own nails actually, but I'm really good at it, so I didn't really have time, and I wanted to get this out to you. So I'm getting a little sick. I actually have emergency in here and juice, so anyway, I feel very like I want to share, okay? And I don't think that's a coincidence, because in that song, going back to the song, he says, can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I didn't mean to call you that. So the whole song is basically about having regret, saying things you didn't mean to say, which, I mean, once again, I know Geminis, right? And I feel like there's a theme going on there, but I also think there's a theme of like stories, okay? And it could be exactly the same thing. Same thing. But for some of you, it might be different. I don't know. Something about, you know, the stories that we weave and how they twist and turn and how we change them or, you know, twist them. And I'm not going to look too deeply into it. I'm just going to relay the one message that came through very clearly to me, which was the contrast between like our dreams and real life, right? And this actually happened to me a I went into a dream, which I often do when I meditate. I'm a Pisces. We like to sleep. But my dreams are probably my favorite way to get messages, because I don't have to do anything to get them. So in the dream, right, which I mean, this is typical of lucid dreaming, but I don't really try to lucid dream. I don't really normally lucid dream. I'm like, I'm either out and I'm dreaming or I'm not. So in my dream, I was like controlling what was happening to an extent, you know, like I could hear my own thoughts, like in the dream, like, oh, this is probably going to happen now. And then it would happen, right? So it's like manifesting. So there might be something about that. Watch your words, because you might manifest them. So if you don't want to manifest something in particular, you know, maybe don't be careful what you wish for. So beside that though, I had a dream. It ended up being like a nightmare, and I woke up and I was still kind of asleep, but I was like conscious that I had just had a dream, and I was pissed at myself because in the dream, and I hope this doesn't upset anyone, but it was a bad dream, okay? And in my dream, I had threatened some people in the dream, you know, with my gun, which I have in my house, and they were at my house. Like, it was a very disturbing situation, and I basically threatened, you know, to shoot them all. And then of course I didn't, and I didn't even get my gun in the dream, and I woke up and I was like, well, why didn't I just get my gun and, you know, start shooting and scare, you know, at the ceiling or something to scare them off. I don't know why I'm getting it. I told myself I wasn't going to tell you anything about it, but here we go, right? So like I said, I was barely awake, right? So just having that thought to myself, oh, I should have just done that. And so like in my head, I was still kind of, you know, I don't know, fantasizing, waking up. And so in my head, I kind of like rewrote the end of the story as if that had happened. And then I was fine and I felt better. You know, I don't know if you feel like this, but when I wake up from a scary dream, I'm upset for a little bit. I have to like come out of it. And so I just kind of rewrote the ending right there. Like, well, why didn't I just do that? I said I was going to do that. And then, so I like rewrote it, reimagined the ending, and, you know, it was like a choose your own adventure. And then I was fine, right? So I don't think the dream itself has anything to do with your situation. I just feel like there's something about that, and there's something about being careful what you say, because you might have to back up your words. And more strongly, more importantly, dreams are different from reality, right? Like, we can't do the same things. We can't make up the same sort of ending that we want in the real world like we can in our dreams. And particularly because I think the point is that in real life, there are other people involved, other people who can, you know, testify to what really happened more often than not. And whatever situation we are talking about, I feel like that is what's happening here, okay? So, and I lost part of what I was going to talk about. Well, I lost the reference point for what I was going to say. I don't remember what led me there, but it doesn't matter because the message is still in my mind, which is basically, you know, like, the most important thing, Gemini, is to maintain your own integrity. All right? And I mean, hopefully that's not news, but as a reminder, in any situation, the most important thing is to stay true to yourself and maintain your own integrity. And then no matter what anyone else does, you win. You win because you stayed true to yourself. You know, you took the high road, I would assume. And either way, you preserved your own integrity and, you know, let other people act a fool, but you stay on your level, and more importantly, if you do make a mistake, own up to it. That was it. That was the other. God, I don't remember where that came from either. I don't write things down. It's a problem. Usually I remember. I do. Ask anyone. I have an excellent memory. But it's just been a lot today. That was the other thing. It was about keeping in mind. And I say this with the utmost love, okay? Other people are not, I feel like somebody specifically has to hear this. Other people are not paying as much attention to you as you are to you, okay? That was like the specific message. And they are typically paying attention to themselves, right? So just keep that in mind. Like, sometimes we are the only ones who are aware of the mistake that we made. And if we aren't, we own up to it. I feel like for somebody that's super important, that, you know, I feel like you did something, you might have made a fool of yourself, but who really saw? Who really saw? Okay? Also something about dreaming, sleeping, closing your eyes. I don't know. But that might be important for some of you. I had to listen to a specific song before I came into your reading, which, I mean, maybe this will resonate for some of you, and I probably should have said this earlier because now it's 11 minutes in, 12 minutes in, and these people are probably gone, but I had to listen to the song. It's by Run the Jewels, and it is called, pardon my language, but this is the name of the song, okay? Close your eyes and count to fuck, right? Which I thought was also interesting because there was the element of my dream and the gun, and I don't know what's going on here. But I'm not going down that road, and I'm not going to quote you the lyrics to that song. You can look it up, or you might already know it, okay? So there might be something going on there. I did feel some element of legality, potentially. And these messages could always be about somebody else. It doesn't have to be you in your own life. It could be somebody else in your own life. But I did feel like a potential legality going on here, where, once again, maybe somebody said something, did something reckless, potentially when they were drunk. I also got a weird message about, and this really wouldn't be illegal, but, you know, maybe inappropriate, okay? How do I say this? I don't want to sound like I condone this, but I feel like somebody, once again, this might not be you, it might be somebody you know, maybe your son, your daughter, okay, might have been involved with somebody that was not age appropriate for them. All right. I don't really have any advice in that matter, except that that was the message about the integrity. Remember to maintain your own integrity regardless of the situation, and that means being honest. That means owning up. Okay? So that's all I'm really going to say about that. I didn't want to go off on a whole tangent about it. There were a lot of messages, to be honest with you. And unfortunately, they didn't come through in like songs and images and all these cute little, you know, bow-tied gifts that I normally get. It was more of like a mixture of experiences and phrases and, you know, just random lines of advice. So I had to kind of pull it together and summarize, which actually was easier because we're only 14 minutes in or something. Normally I go on for a lot longer. So for your reading today, I'm going to actually do 2 readings because I feel like this might be very specific. We're also going to post some oracles and stuff as well. I pulled first from, where is it? The Gypsy Oracle. I have no idea what I did with the deck cover. Oh, here it is. God, I'm blind now too. Blind. There's something about your vision, okay, or needing to sleep. I don't know. Something about that for some of you. I don't know. Maybe you need your eyes checked. Look, it could be mundane or it could be like metaphoric, spiritual. I don't know, but think about that because I feel like it's different levels for different people. These are the cards I used just to get some themes, all right? And I don't know, this ended up feeling a little too specific. Maybe I don't have that many Geminis here, and you know what? I don't have that many subscribers. Most of my viewers are not subscribers. I do know that, but maybe this is all there is. But I am trying to get more subscribers. I would like more Gemini subscribers. Once again, feel free to do that, especially if any of this is resonating or helpful. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be heavy. I might cry. We got the old woman, the soldier coming out sideways, okay? The gift, upright, and love, all right? So a lot just on these cards, and I did clarify, and I stopped. I should clarify more, but I'm not going to immediately, okay? I had this feeling, obviously some of you, this is an older person, whether a woman or a man. I don't necessarily want to dwell on gender here, but old woman did come out. And with soldier sideways, I didn't take that literally at first, but then as I was clarifying, I got more stories, of course. Soldier sideways, I feel like is saying like basically there's some authority figure, whether a parent or a grandparent, okay, I feel like these people I'm going to talk about might be past, okay? For some of you, these are passed over, okay? Some of you, maybe not. So it's just a general theme. Soldier sideways. Some sort of authority figure in your life, okay? You were not obedient. You didn't do as this older person wanted you to do. Okay? And that was the first message I got. Okay? There's a gift here and love. I do feel like if this is an older person in your life who has passed over, or, okay, the other side of that is that this could be, for some of you, if the old woman thing doesn't resonate at all, I did feel like this could be a soldier. Oh, I'm going to cry. Someone you know who was in the military. Okay. And then I clarified, got judgment in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So, if that resonates for any of you, if any of you know somebody in the military who's passed, I'm not going to cry. Or, okay, let's move on to the old lady because she doesn't make me as sad. So the soldier here, I think, regrets not offering you something or not giving you something. I mean, this could be a parent. This could be, you know, a former lover, something, brother, a sister, I don't know. The old lady, I got the 8 of Wands in reverse. All right. Once again, for some of you, I feel like this is somebody who's like scolding you right now from the other side and saying like, you didn't listen to me. Why don't you listen? You're not acting right. I do feel like for some of you that is somebody, that's a message for somebody. Like she just thinks you're not acting right. You're not making her proud. All right. And for others of you, you're just not communicating with her, or she's trying to communicate with you and you can't hear. I mean, both, okay? So there's that. So you need to be aware of that. I feel like you're going to know who this is, if that's for you, okay? I feel like you're going to know who this is. And the soldier for sure. I think if it's for you, you'll know. All right. But I'm feeling what these two have in common, all right, is that they are going to, or maybe already did, send you a gift. All right. And I think that gift was something that was supposed to change your life. Wheel of Fortune, Three of Wands. Maybe for some of you, this is a literal gift of money. And maybe you didn't spend it right or something. You know, maybe you just like blew it all and wasted it. And of course, you know, that would be disappointing to see. But more strongly, I mean, some of you, it is a gift. It might not have even come in yet. I think it is going to come in. And I mean, it's going to give you a chance to expand your horizons. It might give you a chance to travel. It might give you a chance to really change your life. For others of you, it could have given you that, but it didn't because you didn't, you know, soldier sideways, because you didn't obey. You weren't dutiful. Your fiduciary duties were not, you know, on the up and up. So that's like monetary. For others of you, this is straight up. I mean, this is the first message I got was, okay, like if this is like, I mean, it could be, like I said, it could be a father figure too, like, or a mother figure who is a soldier or whatever. But I'm feeling more strongly that this is like a spouse or a deceased spouse, the soldier card. But I take it however it resonates. And then there's the old woman. I feel like what these two have in common for somebody is I feel like, or not for, I think for multiple people, is they sent you or are sending you. I feel like it's more like they're sending you a gift of love, okay? And this is going to give you a chance to, like I said, change your life. It's going to give you, you know, it's something very desirable that's, how do I explain this without sound? I want it to sound gross because it's not. Like it's going to give you a chance to be alive again in some way. All right. But Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, Two of Swords, Four of Swords. I feel like the warning is that you won't see it, or you'll reject it, or it's going to make you feel some kind of way. It's going to make you feel insecure, like you lack something, like you're not good enough for it because you have not healed. It's probably more strongly associated with if this was a spouse that has passed, right? So if you're not healed though, and you don't, you know, reconcile it somehow, I'm not pressuring you to do that, but I feel like this person's pressuring you to do that, to look on the horizon toward the future, to turn the wheel. I don't want to say move on because that sounds harsh, but I feel like that's what this person is trying to say. All right. Old woman, same thing. I feel like, only for the old woman, I feel like it's almost like past. I feel like she's disappointed. I do. I feel like she's disappointed. I feel like in the old woman's case, I feel like she sent you a gift of love in the form of a person. All right. And I feel like maybe you didn't take it seriously. Knight of Wands, Three of Wands. I feel like maybe you didn't take the proper action or handle it with care. I feel like you might have, I don't know. I'll get another card. Well, Two of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Tell me more. Seriously. Three of Pentacles. In reverse, yeah. You weren't willing to like be on the same page with somebody here. Just worried that like another card fell. Sorry, Gemini. That can like move actually away from me. I just feel, yeah, Ace of Swords. I feel like you didn't see it, but this was a, oh my God, seriously. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. I feel like this was a match for you, but the Knight of Wands is here. I feel like you showed up. Okay, gender doesn't matter. Let's say that again. I feel like you showed up like as, you know, somebody who just was flighty. I feel like you weren't in the best energy and you just gave off the wrong impression. Three of Pentacles. I mean, it's just like, and if that didn't happen, then I feel like it's a warning, right? I feel like there's a warning here. Like for some of you, this already happened. For some of you, this is something coming in, and it's a warning not to do that. Some of you, I didn't get to you in time. And I mean, the whole point here in that respect is that, you know, it was a gift. It was a gift. It was something solid that you could have grown, that could have helped you to move on. Okay? All right. I'm not going to dwell on that. It's just coming out. Anything else for the old woman? For some of you, this is just like your granny saying, why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you visiting me? Yeah. Oh, God. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? All right, I mean, you know, Ace of Cups and the love card. You know, she loves you. Damn it. And I think she wants you to feel loved, too. She wants you to have love in your life. Sorry. They always do this to me. And I'm just getting started. I wanted to do more. All right. You know what? I'll just leave it there. Let's pull some Oracle. For whatever. For additional messages or maybe they'll be the same. I don't know. We'll find out together. Okay? For Gemini, please. What do you have for Gemini? It's a few too many. But I'll take them. Because they're all air. Unbelievable. The butterfly, the hawk, and the firefly. Oh, firefly. Like I said, please ignore my nails. For the love of God. Alright. And I read these. Because I honestly, you know, I don't know, other readers knock it, and maybe that's because viewers do. I don't know. But I find in my own readings for myself that I do that sometimes just one word in here will like hit me in the heart, you know, and it'll really be impactful. So I'm going to read it, even though it's lengthy. The butterfly, undergoing great change and transformation. I did see the death card when I was pulling. Who was it for? The soldier. I mean, I feel like the soldier could be you. Like, if it's not somebody, you know, in your life that has passed, I feel like the soldier represents you, and I feel like you're sideways and you're not living up to your potential. Okay? All right. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, This change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Committing to one daily routine, a meal, practice, or prayer done at the same place and time will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirits. Okay. So when in balance, the butterfly is cheerful and graceful. When out of balance, it is fragile and frustrated. So a daily routine. What did I say? Close your eyes. Meditate, potentially. Sleeping. There's something about that. I think that's what it is. I feel like that's for probably one person, and the routine is that you need to sleep. But, I mean, take it however, right? But for sure, somebody needs that. Okay, the firefly, inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high-frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When in balance, the firefly writes, creates, and brainstorms, and when it's out of balance, it's burnt out and feels dull. Bring it into balance by writing a poem or drawing. Okay, that might be literal for someone, for some of you. I do feel like this is talking about that opportunity, okay? And unfortunately, I do think that for some of you, it's already like come and gone, like a firefly. For others of you, I feel like it's a warning that something is coming in. It's going to be great. It has potential. But you're not going to be ready for it if you don't, like, get your ass in gear, right? So if it is an issue of needing to heal or needing to work through something, express yourself somehow, write about it, paint about it, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that helps you. I definitely feel that is what that's talking about for someone from that oracle message, okay? Finally, the hawk. Okay. I feel like this is the old lady for some of you. Okay, the hawk is watchful, all-seeing, and a messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, the fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. What did I say? What did I say? The gift. Change your life. Wheel of Fortune. What was the other card? I don't remember. It's going to bug me. I'm looking it up. What's the card that came with that? Three of Wands. Right. I mean, it's... Three of Wands is expanding your horizons. It's, you know, it's making a plan. It's going somewhere you've never been, but it's also calling in your dream. It's calling in your manifestation. And maybe that's the problem here with, for some of you, is that you're calling in your destiny, what you dreamed of, what everything you've ever wanted, but you're psyching yourself out. Maybe it's not about healing at all. Just work on your own sense of self and your own self-esteem and believe that you deserve this. You know, because there's no point in asking for something if you don't think you deserve it. If it arrives and you're like, oh, no, that's too good for me. Come on. Like, if you're, I'm not trying to scold you. I don't know where this is coming from. Could be the hawk lady. Yeah. I mean, there's no point in asking for something if you're going to reject it when you get it because you don't feel worthy of it. You know? Gemini, I'm going to leave it there because I think that's a lot to process for whoever that's for. And it's heavy on my heart. I think it's beautiful. Certainly if you want a personal reading, that information's in the description box below. Because like I said, I'm determining what readings I do based on viewership and subscriptions. YouTube does tell me who subscribed from what video, or whether it was just from the page. So if you subscribe from this video and like this video, I will know it's a Gemini and that they want future readings. That's how it works. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time.